Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. It is time for Taroscopes again. We're going to be doing the Taroscopes for the sign of Capricorn. That's Capricorn Sun, Moon, or Rising for the month of June 2024. Before we get into the cards, I want to just take a quick look at the astrology of the month. It's just a very quick, sort of very cursory look at the astrology for Capricorn. So Capricorn is a Saturn ruled sign. We have Saturn now in Pisces. Saturn has been in Pisces since March of 2023. It is moving forward right now, but at the end of the month, it does station retrograde. And that station retrograde, let's see, when does that happen? I lost I had a file. I must have lost. Hold on a second. Let me go look at that. Let me go find my file. All right. So Saturn stations retrograde actually on the 29th of the month. So right at the very end of the month. But as a planet starts to slow down to go retrograde, it pretty much stands still. And so it's standing still right around the 20th degree of Pisces. Hello, Charlie. Right. And so wherever Pisces falls in your chart, in the case of Capricorn, Pisces would be your second house. Saturn is, I'm sorry, in the case of Capricorn, did I say that? Pisces is your second house. I think I said that. Okay. So the second house is our values, and it's also the value of ourself. And Saturn can sometimes depress anything that it moves through. Also, Saturn in the second house can be challenges around finances, at least initially. But as you work the energy of Saturn, as you know, as a Capricorn, if you do the work, then you get the benefit of the work. And so eventually you do get the benefit of the work with Saturn in that second house. But it does give you a certain amount of testing of your sense of self, your sense of your own value. And so it's very important to value yourself, and not simply because of the work that you do, or how well you manage things. It has more to do with your own sense of self, your own sense that you are valuable for simply being, actually. And so that is something, as Saturn moves through Pisces, that I think all the Capricorns are having issue with. Now, the only thing that's really nothing really, except for the full moon, which is occurring on the 21st, there isn't a lot of Capricorn energy this month. So that full moon that happens on the 21st, the sun moves into Cancer on the 20th. The sun will then be in your seventh house of relationships. So relationships become an issue. But as we start the month, we have the sun in your sixth house. And so this is a time for you to evaluate any issues that you might have medical issues, body issues, even work issues. Things get illuminated at this time for you to see, and whatever you need to deal with, then you deal with, right? So that's the sun moving through that Gemini energy. Now we also have, besides the sun, as we start the month, we have Venus, and then we have Mercury shortly after Mercury moves into Gemini within the first week. I believe it might even be the 2nd or 3rd of June. So we have a lot of Mercury energy. We have a lot of Gemini energy. And the end of last month, we have Jupiter, which is a planet that spends about a year in each sign, move into Gemini. So we have Jupiter in the sign, in the house of health. Now, Jupiter is an expansive principle, and so it's also an energy of understanding. So it brings a certain amount of understanding, but we do have to watch about overages in that area. You don't want to do too much to exhaust yourself. So that's something to consider with Jupiter in that house. But again, Jupiter is the benefic energy. And so this is a time that if you need If there are medical issues that come up, Jupiter coming through that house should help, actually. And so we also have Pluto, which actually is going to find its way back into your sign from September 1st to November 20th. It's spending its last degree. It's spending that time in the last degree of your sign, sort of a period at the end of a very long sentence that began in 2008. So there's still just like a few more things that you have to work at, but you don't have to do them this month, which is the good news, because that's not happening until September. Meet me in September. We'll talk about it. But this is a time where, in a way, Saturn is out of the spotlight. I mean, Capricorn is out of the spotlight, and after being in the spotlight since 2008, it's probably not. It's probably a nice rest for you guys anyway. Let's see what else. There's a new moon in Gemini that happens on the 6th, the 6/6 portal actually, and that is an opportunity for you to plant seeds for something new, and it is in your house of work and health and pets. You might get a new pet work, you might get a new project at work, you might get a new job, and health. This would be a good time to start a regime, some sort of regime for your health and your well-being. So just a couple of things that you can work with this month for you. So let's get into the tarot part of the tarot scopes. Now, I think I'm going to, I grabbed this deck. This is my witch's deck, one of my oldest decks. As you can tell by looking at it, right? It looks pretty old. I've been working with this deck for, I think, since 93. So is that 30 years? It's not my first one, though. It's like my second or third one, but I've had it for at least 20 years, 25 years, maybe. And this deck is a little bit different than other decks, the way you read it, but it doesn't matter, because I'm going to read you with it anyway, and you'll get the whole Lebowski. I'm also going, I don't even know what that means. I'm also going to pull a rune. I pulled a rune for each sign, and ancestors and angels and ancestor oracle card to sort of wrap things up, So let's see what is going on for Capricorn. What is going on for Capricorn? Show me Capricorn for June 2024. I finally got down to my office. We had a beautiful day today. I've had the windows and the doors open. I've had a few visitors, a wren making a nest in my light fixture, and a couple of a yellow jacket, and a couple of flies. The cat's been in and out. I love it. I love it. This is good. This is the best time of year. The bugs aren't out yet. Once the bugs come out, you can't keep everything open like this. I always enjoy this time of year. All right. All right, let's see. We're starting with the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords. This deck is a little bit different than most decks, especially with the Six of Swords energy. This is an energy of sacrifice. An energy of sacrifice. The sacrifices we make for our community, for our family, for those we're responsible for. And certainly, as a Capricorn, you certainly understand the idea of sacrifice. What's crossing that? Change, the death card. So perhaps you have sacrificed too much. Perhaps you have taken on too much responsibility, right? So what's coming here is a change. A change is required. Let's see what's at the root of this. We have the Princess of Cups. Now, this is where this deck is a little bit different than other decks. The Princess of Cups is a fruition of a feeling, of an emotion. So an emotion has come to fruition. That's what this change in your willingness to sacrifice yourself. Okay. So we're going to pull another card to go along with this one to see maybe the character of whatever has manifested at this time. Manifested healing, manifested balance. This is the Temperance card. This is about alchemy. It's about balance. It's about healing. And so one of the reasons why you're changing this tendency to sacrifice yourself is because you have found balance. You have found emotional balance. Because previously, perhaps you did not have that. Let's see what's in the past. Things changing, the wheel. This is about generations. In this deck especially, it's about the changing face of life, from child to young person to maiden to mother to crone. It's the cycles of life. And you're just at that point in your life where you have decided that, you know what, I don't need to do the sacrifices. You know, when you have kids, you have to sacrifice. When other people are depending on you, you have to sacrifice. It's part of the nature of being human, and certainly the nature of being a Capricorn. But there does come a time when you no longer have to do that, and the time has come for you. In the sky, we have the first step to bring about a manifestation of some sort. The first step has been taken. And that step is already sort of in the process of manifesting. It's walking the path home. So you are taking a step and walking the path to manifest home. And this isn't just home, but this is about visualizing what it is that you want to manifest. It's on the way. What you have been visualizing it's not here yet, but it's on the way. So whatever it is that you have wished for, whatever it is that you visualized in your head, using the law of attraction, Hicks, all that Hicks stuff, right? All of that has brought you to a place where that is about to be manifested. Let's see the immediate future. Hope. Hope. This is a wonderful card. This is meditation. It's healing. It's balance. It's hope. So hope springs eternal. And it's important for you this month to have that hopeful sensibility, to act as if it's already here and that it's in the process of manifesting. Okay. It just hasn't physically, precipitated out of the higher realms yet, but it's coming. It's on the way. And know that it's here. It's already here, believing that it's already here. How other people see you, as a soul, as somebody who understands their connection to the higher realms, okay? That you are awakened, you are seen as an awakened being. Your domestic situation, we do have the Ten of Swords here. This Ten of Swords is very much a little bit of a different energy than the other Ten of Swords that you normally see. This is about protection. You have a protector. There is somebody there protecting you from all comers here. So you are protected. Your hopes and fears, I think, well, it could be a fear. I mean, certainly so the fear could be that you're being manipulated, but the hope is that you have everything in line. And it seems like from all the other cards that you have everything in line. You're focusing on, this is about focused intention, right? So what are you focusing on? The outcome, the Two of Pentacles, getting well paid for your work, people recognizing your strength and recognizing your strengths. Let's see if we can get a major arcana. We have a new idea that's percolating in your head. Seven of Cups. This is a celebration card. This is different than the other Seven of Cups. This is really like drinking from the cup. Drinking from the cup. Let's see. So both of these, all of these energies really are talking about receiving something, First step in an idea here. And we'll just pull another one. manifestation. This is a manifestation card. So again, there's this, and this is also a Saturn card. So this is energy of the things are manifesting, and things should manifest by the end of the month, according to these cards. Let's see what's underneath it. We have the Six of Pentacles, which is about um, fun and abundance and sharing with the community, the resources. The King of Cups is the first, sort of the first idea that's being born around something emotional. And we have the Three of Wands, which is the energy of creating something new, and connecting with others of like mind to create something new. So I like these cards for you, Capricorn. Everything seems to be lining up. Even if you can't see it now, by the end of the month, you should see things start to really manifest. And you'll be like, I knew it all. I knew it all along. But you were a little bit nervous. And who's to blame you, right? Who's to blame you? Things are just that way, you think, and then you're like, well, that didn't work, or that did work, but it's going to work. It's going to work for you. All right, let's pull a rune as soon as I find them. Okay. Mm. This is Manas. This is man. This is the thinking man. This is about putting foundations under your breakthrough. You've had a breakthrough recently, and now you're putting feet on your breakthrough. That's the breakthrough rune, and that's the connection too. So any kind of breakthrough that you've had, realization, what is that? Dawn breaks on Marblehead kind of thing. You're actually bringing it down into manifestation. You're bringing it down. You're creating that energy that will ground whatever it is that you have come to realize. So that's a good one. I like that for you. All right, one more. Oh, here we go. So this is from the Angels and Ancestors deck. This is the time of day when people get off from work, and all the young folk who are driving home from work are revving their engines as they go. There used to be this one guy, he had like a souped up something or other. And he worked shift work because he would always pass the same time of night. And it was always at night, and it was always a loud car. And you're like, oh, he's either going to work or coming back from work. Like we knew. Even though I have no idea who the guy was, or I don't think I've ever looked out the window to see who his car was. You always knew it was the same guy passing the house, right? The benefits of living on Main Street. Shaolin Master. Shaolin Master. Be graceful in movement and action. Okay, let's see what this says for you, Capricorn. Capricorn. Okay, here's your message. My favorite show in the 70s was Kung Fu. Love that. Because no matter how asinine people were, and there were a lot of asinine people in the Wild West, David Carradine always just kicked their butt. He could walk through rattlesnakes because he was one with nature, and he used people's force against them. Instead of hurting them, he just like helped them along. I loved that show. Loved it. Loved my favorite show. That and the Cowboys show, but Lancer. That's because they were cute. Anyway, slow and steady, breathe and flow. Take a gentler approach. You are being guided to flow like water, blow like air, and connect with your purest intentions. Don't feel the need to rush ahead. A gentler approach will be more fruitful and rewarding. Move with subtlety and grace. Reach high, but also ask yourself how you can move with the flow of life rather than pushing against it. Do you have the capacity to refocus your gaze at this time? Can you slow down, or can you take more time to soften and breathe as you move forward? All of this will be incredibly beneficial for what happens next. The struggle is behind you, Capricorn. The struggle is behind you. All right. Well, I hope you find that helpful. Have yourself a wonderful month. I'll see you again in July. Just a couple of announcements. I am starting a transit class in astrology that's starting on the 27th of May. If you are versed in the signs and the houses and the aspects and the planets, you can take this class. You really just have to have sort of a working knowledge of astrology. Yeah, we're going to talk about what transits are, how they affect us, what they mean for us. And it is a 6-week class, and it is on consecutive Mondays. Everything is recorded, so if you can't make every Monday, you can still take the class. You'll still get the classes after the class is done. I also do personal readings with Numerology Kabbalah and the Tree of Life. That's redundant. Numerology, astrology, and the Tree of Life. Thank you. And I do those. You can find those on my website. There'll be links below for all of this. You can give me a thumbs up. That's helpful. You can subscribe. That's helpful. If you subscribe, you'll get notified of my morning walks through the garden as I talk about astrology. I do that every morning. People really seem to enjoy that. I try to keep it, helpful and non-political, but sometimes a little politics comes into the thing, but it's not all about that. But fair warning, I do sometimes talk about, especially if there's a significant aspect and it's expressed through what's happening in the political scene, which is what everybody's sort of focused on now. Or maybe even less so than they were. But anyway, it doesn't matter. What else? I'm also going to start a introduction to the Kabbalah class. There's actually 2 parts of that class. You don't have to take both. If you're going to take the Kabbalah class, you got to take the first class. That's the one. Because if you take the second class without the first class, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. So we have a Kabbalah class. Now that I haven't selected a date, I want to see what the interest is for that. So you can drop me an email. I'll put that below as well. And I think that's it. I think that's all the announcements I have at this time. So have a great rest, Capricorn. You deserve it. Go with the flow, baby. Go with the flow. Go slow with the flow. All right. Take care, everyone. Namaste.